Good afternoon, traders. Welcome to Trade Setup and the afternoon wrap for the 31st of October. Okay, we'll go through the usual. We'll go through the price action for the day on the ASX 200. We'll also take a look at the Aussie dollar, how that played out today, and going into the European and US session, we'll take a look at spot gold, and we'll also go through the S&P 500 just to see where that's at. Okay, taking a look at the daily chart here of the ASX 200. Pretty good day today. We've just popped out of oversold territory there. We've just bounced off that support level, and we look like we're closing up about close to 40 points just on the close. That's not looking too bad. The price is still contracting longer term. Obviously, we've got those lower highs pushing their way down, and we've got high lows that are still holding. We've got the major level at that 51.60 area, or 51.62 zone, and if price can hold above that support, say hold at the current zone just above 52.50, we expect a bit of maybe a push back up to that 54.60 zone, and potentially we probably get a reaction off that area, and then what we'll be looking for from there is pretty much a higher low to build, and then for a push back up through all these levels up here, and break out of that contraction. But I think that's going to take some time to play out. Okay, we can see the 30-minute chart. We can see support at 52.63 is holding. It's tested it 3 times now. It did just push down there and retested on the close early hours of Saturday morning, and then just bounced off that support zone down there. Now what we did was it opened up during the day, had a minor little push lower, and that level's actually held up 52.63. It made a very minor high low in there. That high low has just taken us higher during the day to finish up close to 40 points. Push up through 53.05 into that 53.28 zone, so that's a key level at 53.28. Expecting a bit of reaction off there, which we're just getting into the close of the futures market. Potentially we could just come down and retest 53.05, or just through that, then build a higher low, and then take us back up through 53.28 on its way up to 53.78 potentially. We'll have to see how that plays out tonight, see if the US can get a bit of positivity in there. Okay, taking a look at the Aussie dollar. Unique view here, if we just drill out, this is a 4-hourly chart. We can see some key levels there at 77.50, made that lower high at 77.30, and then we made that lower high again at 77.10. Now that big washout we just saw previously that pushed up to 77.30, that was just on the back of, I think, rate rises, higher than the expected CPI numbers in Australia. Pushed up, washed out that previous high at 77.10, but that was only really straight into that next resistance zone, 77.30, and then we've pulled back and then gone back up and retested 77.10. So that price structure there is starting to look a bit negative. There's potential for this market to roll over and straight through 75.15. Now if we do get down there at least, we may wash that out, but the fact that we're getting down there is probably breaking that uptrend, and we're just coming out of that contraction. We can see minor contraction now, probably a bit of work to do, but there is potential for this market with that type of price action holding in these highs between 77.10 and 50 for that market to roll over, but we'll have to see how that goes in the next few days. Okay, spot gold we've spoken about for a while. This is a 4-hourly chart. We've got a major support zone at that 1200 mark there, and then further up to 1250. Now we did get a touchdown on 1250 before it took off to the highs at 1374, and then we've been contracting lower highs and making lower lows, holding support at 1305, which recently broke quite savagely through that level. It held up at 1250, which it did wash out a bit, made a minor higher low, and we're just working our way back up off that support zone there. If we just drill in, push the price action in, you can see there's another minor level at 1262. That's a higher low, just holding up above that 1250 zone, holding price up. We could just get contraction, stair stepping its way higher, up towards that 1305, and then if we do see a lower high build, then I'll expect a push back down to retest 1250. But at the moment it's looking quite positive. What we want to see really is these higher lows hold and a push up through 1305, and then we'll see how we go from there. Okay, just looking at the S&P 500, you can see the longer term view here. It's a 4-hourly chart, but there's quite a bit of data in there. You can see the market was just really struggling to make new highs. It did edge its way higher, but getting through 1290 was a bit of an ordeal. Did big hard sell-off down there, down to 2110. And if we just drill back out again, and then we sort of worked our way back up higher, but we've been making lower highs since then, and potentially there's another lower high that's holding at 2150, or the 54 zone just in here. Now if that holds, we could be pushing through this 2115, 2110 to making new lows, but we'll see how that goes. Obviously a lot riding on the their elections, federal elections, and interest rate rises looking to December. So if that's the case, we may get this market just rolling over. It's looking quite negative at the moment, and if it can't hold these levels at 21.22 and 21.15 and build that higher low, a major higher low, somewhere sort of up here, then we're probably not going to get back up through 21.54, but we'll see how that all that goes over the coming days. Anyway, thanks for joining us, and we'll speak to you tomorrow. And don't forget, traders, you can go to our YouTube channel to subscribe. Just go to www.youtube.com/c/trade setup AU, and you can view all the uploaded videos we've taken so far.